All right, today we're tackling a big one, finding that perfect system to run your family life. And believe it or not, we're going to start in a pretty unexpected place, the world of online shopping and AI.
So check this out. This chart shows something pretty fascinating. It turns out that when people use an AI like ChatGPT to do their research before shopping, they become incredibly focused buyers. They're not just window shopping, they know exactly what problem they're trying to solve.
Well, it has everything to do with it. Because finding the right tool to manage the beautiful chaos of family life, that requires the exact same focused thinking. You're not just browsing for another app, you're on a mission to solve a very specific and very real problem.
Let's be honest, the real issue isn't just about remembering dates, is it? The problem is the whole shebang, the entire coordination of a household. It can feel like you're running a small, slightly chaotic business where none of your employees listen to you.
This is the dream, right? That one magic app that will finally put an end to the double bookings, the forgotten dentist appointments, and my personal favorite, the classic oops, nobody told me excuse. We're all searching for that single source of truth.
So what should we even be looking for? Well, the basics are pretty non-negotiable, right? Everyone needs to be able to access it. You need color coding so you can tell who's who, and it absolutely has to work on whatever phone you have. But the real secret sauce? It's that last one, integration. The best tools don't just track dates. They connect to the rest of your life.
Okay, so let's take a quick tour of the major players out there. And I want you to think of this less like a competition and more like looking at different tools designed for slightly different jobs.
You can see right away, each of these has its own thing. Homsy is great because it combines your calendar with actual household management, but the calendar part itself isn't as polished as some others. Cozi is built from the ground up for families, which is awesome, but you're going to see ads on the free version. And Apple Calendar, it's brilliant if, and this is a big if, your entire family lives and breathes Apple products.
For a lot of people, the choice really boils down to these two heavyweights. Think of Google Calendar as the universal workhorse. It's powerful, it's everywhere, and it plays nice with pretty much everything. Apple Calendar, on the other hand, is the elegance specialist. It's simple, clean, and it's woven so deeply into your iPhone that it can do cool tricks with Siri and Maps that Google just can't.
But hold on, what if we're all asking the wrong question? What if this whole hunt for the perfect calendar is actually distracting us from the real, deeper problem?
30%. Just take a look at that number. Let it sink in for a second.
This quote comes from some research Homsy did, and frankly, it's a bit of a bombshell. It says that even the absolute best, most perfectly organized shared calendar only solves about a third of what actually makes running a family feel so chaotic.
Because the real work, the real chaos, lives in this other 70%. It's not about the appointments, it's about all the responsibilities. It's the chores, the grocery lists, the school forms, and that huge invisible thing we call the mental load. You know, a calendar can tell you when soccer practice is, but it doesn't track who's driving or if the uniform is actually clean.
So with that big idea in mind, let's totally reframe our approach. Instead of asking, what's the best calendar app, let's build a super simple framework to find the right system for your family.
Okay, question number 1, and it's the easiest one. Does every single person in your house use an iPhone, an iPad, or a Mac?
If the answer is yes, then please, don't overthink it. Just start with what you already have. Apple Calendar and family sharing are built right in, they work together beautifully, and they're completely free. It is the path of least resistance.
All right, next scenario. What if your house is a mix of Androids and iPhones, and honestly, your biggest headache is just knowing who needs to be where and when?
For this situation, Google Calendar is the undisputed champion. Period. It works flawlessly for everyone on every device, and it doesn't cost a dime. For the pure scheduling problem in a mixed device family, it's the perfect answer.
But now, here's the most important question. Do you recognize your family in that other 70%? Are you trying to solve not just for the schedule, but also for the chores, the grocery runs, and that never-ending mental load? If you're nodding your head right now, then you've graduated. You don't just need a calendar anymore. You need a true household operating system. And that's where a tool like Homsy is designed to shine, because it's built to bring that 30% calendar problem and that 70% task problem together into one single place.
And so this is the final thought I want to leave you with. The real choice you're making isn't between different apps. It's about defining your actual goal. Are you just trying to create a perfectly color-coded calendar, or are you trying to build a system that creates a genuinely calmer,
less chaotic home? Your answer to that question will point you to exactly the right tool.